welcome back to another episode of Wrestling Around, where this week we are covering WrestleMania IX, which is interesting. But before we get into it, joining me is the world famous Lou Markham.
It's close
But
enough.
that'll do. Lou, how are we doing?
I think today I should be known as Lewis's Markamus
Lewis's Markhamus.
in honor of WrestleMania 9. I'm pretty sad though, Terry.
Why are you sad?
Because I got a new jumper and it's like got a fantastic check pattern on, but it just looks plain black on this.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
At least it's not. At least it doesn't look like a turtleneck though, because those jumpers always look like turtlenecks, just plain black jumpers.
It's not plain black at all. It's purple. Anyway,
purple.
so that's there we go. Look at that.
Why
is that all? It's in the next sale. So
you need a ring light on, don't you, to get
if you know, obviously I'm getting very middle class. I'm not middle class, middle age. Sorry.
A next fiend. Sorry, yeah. I wanked off Tories over the weekend. So
yeah, you wanked. It's got leather elbow pads, so I'm really tiring it up.
Surely we're not just going to skip over the fact that Terry's wanked off Tories.
Yeah, I was meant to say wankers, the lot of them, and accidentally put wanked, the lot of them. Auto-corrected me over.
Yeah, well, you left it off there. Credit to you.
Yeah, I've deleted it now. Left it up for a good few hours to enjoy it, but now I've deleted that. I wanked off Matt Hancock, Kwasi Kwarteng, and a few others. Didn't actually, but it looked like it did because auto-corrected me over.
Gotta clip that part as well and send it to Daily Mail.
What? Yeah, I'm not saying it again.
Tory Peters makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's been there all the time. It's been there all the time.
In Terry Towers.
Terry Towers, yeah, the blue cube's gone.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on here?
I've rearranged.
It's a different room.
No, it's the same room, but I've rotated the desk 180 to give me more space. It was irritatingly in the middle of the room, and now it's up against the wall, and the room is miles bigger.
Yeah, it makes sense actually. Looks expansive.
It is. I'll show you a picture because obviously you saw it before. And the only thing is now, can't remember how far back I had my monitors to me, so I'm still not used to it and not having used to this here.
Rookie mistake, should have measured.
Oh yeah, so if a wasp gets in, you shoot up quickly, you're gonna bang your head out.
Yeah,
put an hole in the ceiling. Is that what we're saying?
Probably. I don't know. It landed on that wall. It landed on that wall in front of me, didn't it? So
we just looked up and we could just see a torso and
just like that, like hanging like a cartoon, And we also have, as you have heard him, the world-class wrestling journalist, Corvette driving, Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
I'm tired, especially after watching this pay-per-view. My God.
Some of it was all right.
It's one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time.
Some of it was all right.
There's only 3 redeeming factors in this whole pay-per-view. The rest of it was on par with Battle Royale at the Albert Hall.
I missed that one, so sorry. I need to call you Aaronus Frankimus.
Yeah,
that'll do. And I'm Terimus Peterus. Yeah, there we go.
We should have worn togas today. We didn't. We weren't planning.
I'm not going to remember that. I wore a toga last summer when I was red hot.
Oh, I thought when you got to a toga party.
No, I've never been to a toga party. What man going to a toga party? But less of, yeah. Well, never know.
One man toga party.
One man toga party. If I look like Todd Pettingill, we're all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. So we are going back to 1993, April the 4th. So just under 30 years ago at the time of recording. We are going to the world's largest toga party in Paradise, Nevada, at Caesar's Palace, where there was 16,891 people there. Lou? Any idea what they were eating?
Well, I believe I've eaten here. I went to the California Pizza Kitchen, which I don't think existed at the time.
We'll go with it did.
But it was all right. California pizza is normal pizza with strange toppings.
What are the strange toppings?
I don't know. I got a margarita.
Adventurous.
I fucking like seafood.
No, you don't want seafood on a pizza.
I think that was at Caesar's Palace.
But
I could be completely wrong about that.
Hang on 1 minute. You don't want seafood on a pizza.
No, worst. Or
What's that?
pineapple. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizzas. Don't care what anyone says.
Someone I worked with asked for a Hawaiian pizza in Spain. They didn't understand what he said, and he got apple, kiwi, and chicken.
How was that?
How was it?
Yeah.
Well, I think he picked the fruit off and ate the chicken.
Fruit does not belong on pizza.
Well, no, especially not apples and kiwis. Especially not apples and kiwis.
No, I don't believe I did go to California Pizza Kitchen because it's not on the list. But what is Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill.
There's a guy that doesn't like pineapple on a pizza.
And Bobby Flay's.
Did we go to Gordon Ramsay's when we went to Caesar's?
We did. The Caesars in Atlantic City, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
I had sausage and mash.
I had creme brulee.
Just like that, yeah.
I had creme brulee. It was banging. It was good.
It was good, actually, yeah.
Right. Let's get into it.
Waller Poop got us the table.
Yeah, Walter Poob, yeah.
Yeah,
Waltimus Poobibus.
Yeah.
Poobius. Poobius. There you go. Poobius Pip.
Look at Poop.
Poop. Walter Poop. Nearly 7 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Came from
my memories is depressing me every time. Every year at this time of the year, my memories depresses the hell out.
Just gets longer and longer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. That's why it depresses the hell out of me every single year. 7 bloody years. Right, let's get this toga party kicked off. So we open up with everybody coming out to the ring. Jim Ross as well. This is his first pay-per-view. Incredible in a toga. What are we agreeing?
Yeah, so Jim Ross always thinks this was a rib on him. Everyone was wearing a fucking toga.
Everyone was wearing a toga.
Jim Ross. I don't understand his beef. He was like, they put me in a fucking toga. It's that promo, I think that heel promo. But like,
I don't think
literally
I've seen it, but I can believe
everyone was wearing a toga.
Everyone.
Apart from Macho Man. Macho Man won.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Macho Man don't wear togas.
To be fair, but he did put up a really, really good fight for worst commentator ever on WrestleMania podcast. He was terrible on this.
Yeah, he wasn't brilliant. Bobby the Brain was fantastic. We'll get there. And to be fair, Jim Ross wasn't actually that bad. You could see how he was channeling some of his inner Attitude Era style shouting before the Attitude Era was a thing, I thought.
I could tell he was very confused about some of the sports entertainment aspects.
Yes.
After coming from early 90s WCW.
Is that where he was before this?
Yeah.
Was it early 90s WCW? Because was he doing another job in WE before this? Or did he just come to do
No, it just come straight onto commentary.
Right.
Because Gorilla Monsoon was getting ill. So I think this is the first one without Gorilla Monsoon.
We see him briefly, don't we?
Yeah, he's there for just to introduce JR, but that's the pass of the torch, really.
Very, very, very brief, isn't it? I think the favourite person to come out, Macho Man being fed grapes was pretty amusing.
Mm-hmm.
But the best was Bobby the Brain coming
So
out on his camel backwards.
Yeah, this is redeeming factor number one.
Yeah,
I thought this would be number one. I enjoyed him then getting called camel breath and stuff like that, and just saying that he stinks. So that was generally quite. It was so simple, but yet so funny. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed through this part as well that Randy Savage just loved getting the adoration from the crowd. Like he wasn't really when Jim Ross and the Brain were having the banter, he was nowhere to be seen. He was just having a great time.
Yeah, he stood out like a sore thumb in this one, didn't he? Macho Man, I have to say.
He's still an active wrestler. When he came second in the Royal Rumble this year.
Had he retired?
Strange choice.
When did he retire? Like, he was made to retire one before going to WCW, but I don't know when.
He definitely lost the WrestleMania match. I think it must have been before this.
When
he came back not long afterwards.
Let's have a look. Was he injured then, do we think?
No, I think Vince just wanted younger people.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I was going to say it was. I'm just trying to find now.
Which is, for fans of Bobby Lashley's age, you are going to hear it a lot during this pay-per-view, particularly in Bob Backlund's match.
Oh, fucking Bob. I hate Bob Backlund. I forgot how much I hated him.
43. Bobby Lashley's 46.
I forgot how much I hated Bob Backlund.
And Yokozuna was like 27 or something in a minute.
Yeah,
it's mad. It is mad. I don't know how old Terrible Terry is, but we'll get there. But yeah, enjoyed that. Enjoyed the opening, to be fair. First match then, Tatanka versus Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels with Luna Vachon, who Macho Man, I'm pretty sure, called a whore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
Yep, good. Right, wasn't just me.
She's a whore.
Yeah. I'm glad I thought he said that. Second longest match on the card to open the card. 18 minutes, 13.
I felt this match was going on about an hour.
I didn't mind this match.
I just felt like it was going on forever.
I do feel it was maybe a bit too long for an opener, but I didn't mind it.
I wouldn't have minded it as much if you want for the finish.
Yeah, there was a lot of stupid finishes throughout this
go
entire
18 minutes
pay-per-view.
and go for that long, and then for that to happen.
The thing
It
is,
just felt like a waste of my time, to be honest. It's very
again,
Battle Royal at the Albert Hall.
I feel as though it was very WWE that they booked themselves into a corner because Tatanka was unbeaten to this point, but they clearly didn't want Shawn to lose the IC title either.
Yep.
So they did it where Tatanka won by count out, but the title remained on Shawn, so Tatanka's still unbeaten, no title change. I feel as though that's the way, again, that they put themselves into a corner by doing this with Tatanka. But I genuinely didn't mind that match. So the super kick to Tatanka when he jumped off the top rope, I thought was pretty good. But as I said, I wasn't a fan of this finish. However, I understand why they've done it the way they did. But I think this was the first of many very dodgy finishes throughout this entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But 18 minutes 13, it's the second longest match on the card.
I thought it was the longest. Felt like the longest. What was longer?
The tag match.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the one with Mega Man.
Oh, right, okay, not the good one.
No, the shit one. Yeah, not the good one.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, it's only by 14 seconds that it's longer.
Yeah, this felt very. It felt very well. I could say it felt very early 90s WWF. That's because it was.
The full thing. What I noticed more in the early parts was the shadows in the ring. How difficult it was to see stuff. I thought, especially in the next match.
Yeah,
but we'll get there. But
it must have been warm out there as well.
Yeah, it will have been, won't it?
Las Vegas in the middle of the afternoon.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Let's go on BBC Weather and see what Nevada is tomorrow, just for a comparison for 30 years ago.
40 odd degrees, I reckon.
Where did I say it was? Paradise, Nevada, didn't I?
Yeah.
Paradise, Nevada. Got it. Nevada. Nevada City.
Vegas. Yeah. Vegas.
Nevada City will do. Okay, so in fact, that's not what I want. We'll do Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, 21 degrees tomorrow.
No, it's all. I thought it'd be warmer than that.
Still quite, yeah, but I suppose when you're wrestling.
Mild, that.
But don't forget.
I would rather it like 32.
But don't forget, this is like still 2 weeks, a week away from where we are in real life.
It's got to be in the afternoon as well, in the middle of the afternoon. It looked warm.
Warm. It did look very warm. You'd need some sun cream. Probably not as hot as what it was outside of Dallas, outside of 32, I'm going to say, because that was boiling.
Mm-hmm.
Any further thoughts on the match, apart from it being a bit too long? Anything of note that you two noticed?
I think it was just very typical of the era on it. At this point, it was.
Yeah.
I was watching this whole pay-per-view, to be fair, and I was just thinking, this is why I don't watch much WWF early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is notorious sort of this era to 90, sort of mid-95, 96-ish, have been pretty bad. The sort of job era, isn't it? The golden era.
Yeah, I think they used to just build up a main event and then just stick other matches on the card, basically, rather than, like now, like every match of Mania, in theory, should mean something.
And they did a shit job of that on this pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, the main event isn't great. It was, but yeah, it's, considering like Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, did you even know this match happened?
And when you think in 3 years' time he had the boyhood dream moment, it's like worlds apart, isn't it?
I still find it mad. Right, so when we're talking about we went to WrestleMania 7 years ago, wrestling was kind of the same. Like, I know it's changed a bit with Triple H, right? But more or less it's kind of the same, right? You think like 7 years between this and WrestleMania 16. It's mad how the business moved across in the 90s. Just completely changed. And then if you look,
like 5 years time, 4 years time, wasn't it?
If you look now, like wrestling's probably been similar. If you like compare WrestleManias, the last 15 are all pretty
similar.
Similar in scale, presentation and things like that.
I don't think that's because wrestling's changed. I think that's just because the world's changed as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think in the way that people view stuff and enjoy stuff or don't enjoy stuff, that I think now that everything generally is quite safe on telly, you don't really get anything edgy, do you, anymore?
Yeah.
Particularly. So I wonder if that's why it the formula sort of stayed the same for that past 7 years to what this sort of 7 years difference was.
It just feels like we're long overdue, like a a change in presentation.
A revolution.
Yeah, I don't know what it looked like, but it
No,
feels long overdue at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it is worlds apart. Even sort of like WrestleMania, which is the one with Tyson, is that 13?
14.
14.
Yeah,
So
5
again,
years.
5 years. 5 years, and that's what you just said on it. It's mad. It is absolutely mad. Big Dave gave this 3.5.
Oh, that's high.
I was like Shawn Michaels, there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. What is the Franklin star rating?
See, Shawn Michaels is in my top 5, but I would only give this 2.
Okay. Is that because of how long it was?
Shitty finish.
Part of that. Yeah,
shitty finish, and it just went on way too long.
It was
kind of got. I found myself just looking on my phone quite a bit during the match. And that's how I can tell if a match is good or not.
Yeah.
Because I just found myself getting distracted. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, like I said, I did enjoy this, but I think this is probably my favourite match on the card. I think there wasn't a lot that stood out for me on this pay-per-view.
Well, we'll get on to my favourite match.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, when they all come up, obviously everyone just tell us what your favourite match is. Next up, then we have. I haven't written down much interviews like Ross usually does, so I apologise if I skip over them. So if I've skipped over any, although there is one that I really enjoy,
he bailed us at his last minute. So there's nothing you could do about it,
But we'll
get
well
in trying circumstances.
There is one that I do like. Next up, we've got the Head Shrinkers versus channel favourites, the Steiner brothers. Very young looking Steiner brothers. I quite like the Head Shrinkers music to start with. I generally quite like the Head Shrinkers in this match. I thought this was not a bad match at all. I thought the Steiner's music was a bit weird though. Sounded a bit circus.
It must have been. Yeah, it must have been the University of Michigan fight song.
I did wonder that
because they were really pushing the Michigan thing.
Did they have the Michigan jackets on as well?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I thought they did.
And it was on the logo as well. It was just all very Michigan-esque.
It did feel that there was sort of the amateur wrestlers from Michigan that have made it to the big time, so to speak.
It feels like a Jim Ross influence because he loves college sports, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he comes out to the Oklahoma Boomer song. Is it Boomer Sooner song?
Boomer Sooner, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it was the fight song. So no.
I assumed it would be.
So I thought it was Doink at first coming out. You're right.
We'll get there. But no, I that's what I thought. I thought it sounded very circusy as well. Scott Steiner being dumped over the top rope looked pretty bad. There was when before. Is it right? Hang on, is it Affa that's the manager? Or is it Seeker?
Affa's the manager, isn't he? Because he trained everyone.
Yeah, I thought it was Affa. He hits Steiner with like the kendo stick thing, which is very weird for this time, I thought. To be fair.
That's a violent spot.
It is, no, but when we were just sort of saying for like what's going on at the time, it is totally left field, isn't it, really?
No, it is really violent. Like I think it's in the main event where the turnbuckle gets exposed and people are genuinely shocked.
Yeah. It does. I picked up on that, like how they just sort of stand out in what again was quite a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Not bleached. Oh, what was that stuff we were putting on our hands? Sterilized time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Bleached, same thing.
Yeah, it's Affa.
Is it Affa? Yeah. And I did like the finish of this match, to be fair, where they look like they're going to do the finisher. Rick catches them and turns it into the slam in midair.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they're going to go. It's sort of like a doomsday device, isn't it, from the LOD? But obviously it's not. And then Rick catches in midair and turns it into slam for the finish. So that was quite a cool finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Samu and Fatu. So Fatu's Rikishi, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, he must have the most gimmicks of anyone ever at WrestleMania.
Because he had the Sultan, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Who else? What else has he had other than Rikishi, Fatu?
Oh, he just had the three.
That's still quite a lot, though, isn't it?
For some reason, I thought he was Papa Shango, but that's Godfather, isn't it?
That's Godfather. Who was also Karma.
Yes. Oh, he could be up there, actually.
And the Godfather and the Goodfather.
And the Goodfather. Yeah. So what's that, 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could be up there. Yeah.
Because he ruined last year's WrestleMania main event.
Did he?
Yeah. He didn't run out in time. That's when he was Papa Shango.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant...
Sid had to kick out.
I thought you meant as in WrestleMania 38. I was like...
Yeah, don't you remember it?
Yeah, I know which one
Brock
you mean.
Lesnar was just attacked by Godfather.
Yeah, I do remember that. He brought the home shirt down.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on this match? The Steiner brothers and the Head Shrinkers, 14 minutes 22.
I think this might be my favorite match on the card.
I think it's probably my second favorite match to be.
This is also my second favorite also.
Ooh, I'm very interested to see what your first is now. I have a feeling I know which match it's not.
22 seconds. Loves it.
we'll get there.
10 fragment stars on the 22-second bit.
We'll fucking get there.
Yeah. No, I just thought the Steiners are always good, aren't they?
Yeah, I love the Steiners.
Yeah. I've grown to appreciate the Steiners more since we've been watching more of the older stuff, I think. Especially Rick, because I remember Scott obviously in like TNA and in WWE, but I don't really remember Rick all that much. But I do like them together. I think they're very
especially at this point, because it's interesting. I mean, I'm assuming Rick's the older one because he seems like the main one.
I think he is. I think he is. I don't know the age difference between them, to be fair. Let's have a skedaddle.
About 10 years between them, or am I just making that up?
2 years between them.
There's all.
I would have 62 and Scott's 60.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair to say, there's 2 years between them. Rick has always looked a hell of a lot older, hasn't he?
Well, he does have a dog face today.
I suppose he's a dog face gremlin, eh? But he then does have Bron Breakker as well, doesn't he? So there's his son.
Good balls.
You what, sorry?
He's got good balls.
Got good balls?
Bron Breakker, it's his son, yeah. Good set of testes.
I believe you. You've lost me. So Big Dave gave this 2.5.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
What is the real Franklin star rating?
3.5 stars, isn't it, all day long?
So you've done
basically you swapped them around.
Yeah, you swapped them around then, haven't you? Yeah. I think that's quite low actually. Like I say, I felt as though this was this was the best tag match on the card as well. Miles better than the other one.
Well, maybe we're just maybe I'm just being influenced by all the like mid-90s WCW we watched recently. But I thought this should have opened.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
And also just so your first match in like a count-out finish.
Yeah. It sort of leaves it a bit flat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just sort of leave it a bit flat.
I suppose it wasn't really a bigger deal in back in those days.
No, probably because the internet wasn't a thing in the nicest way. Yeah. The internet wasn't really a thing, so no one could really get annoyed at each other.
Well, they had the hotline, didn't they? So, you know.
Yeah, but what I mean is like there's nobody on Twitter to shout at you for saying that match you enjoyed a match whereas they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just Twitter in general. It's just full of right. Oh,
horrible bastards.
Yeah, left-sided people shouting at right-sided people, and right wing is the one I'm looking for.
I saw this guy and
even left-wing people shouting at left-wing people and right-wing people shouting at right-wing people. It's a fucking cesspit.
Yeah, there's this guy the other day I used to follow him, but I unfollowed him now because he was having a go at the Tories, but it seems some really sexual, explicit stuff about him, like really awful, saying he's gonna wank him off. Please, I still unfollow him.
Yeah. I don't know who that was. I'm on good authority that you quote retweeted it. To be fair,
disgusting, really. Yeah. Elon Musk got lots to answer for.
Yeah. Damn right, yeah, dickhead. Right, this is the first backstage interview that I've noted because it's Doink the Clown. Can't remember who he's talking to. Fink, I think, wasn't it? But he's going defaced. Julius Caesar.
Yeah. Oh, he's Mean Gene in the back, right?
Yeah, Mean.
Because on the
that was it. Sorry, Mean Gene, not Fink. I Mean Gene's head in my face, but Fink's name.
Speaking of the Fink, he is redeeming factor number 2 in Finkus Maximus. So that's just fantastic.
Yes.
He can't get out of the ring at one point, could he?
Yeah. Bro, actually, at the start, Finkus Maximus is outstanding.
Yeah.
But no, he did struggle, didn't he, to get out the ring. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Just subtly heel Doink ruining Julius Caesar by drawing a clown face on it. And to be fair, this match sort of plays into kind of the rest of the card a little bit with one particular bit that happens. But we'll get there. So next up after that interview, we have Crush, who we all know as Brian Adams from Chronic. I can't remember his actual name in Chronic. Is he not Chris Canyon who had the mask? I can't think of his bloody name now.
He was Adam Bomb for a bit.
Yeah, he was Adam Bomb as well, wasn't he?
Was it not just Brian Adams in Chronic?
Was he Brian Adams? I can't remember. I know he was Adam Bomb. Yeah, I think you're right. He was also the Demon for a bit. Midnight Soldier, Kona Crush, the American Ninja. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Alpha
because
Dog.
he played till his fingers bled.
He's 6'6". Bloody hell. He was massive. Yeah, I think you're right. It was Brian Adams. Who was in his sort of weird highlighter phase because my God, was that a bright singlet he
Yeah.
had on. But a cracking mullet.
Oh,
Yeah.
cracking bullets all round on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's some good ones in there. I think that was my favourite mullet, to be fair.
This is the best pay-per-view for mullets.
Probably. We're in the right mullet time. We're coming to the end of the mullet era, but still in the right time to see some mullets, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I don't know. It goes all the way up to Uncensored 96 on the WCW side.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've not wrote a great deal about this match. I wrote it was a crap match, but I did like the illusion part.
Well, I don't know what you've been watching, Peters, because this is match of the night.
What?
Here we go.
Explain.
Just heel donk.
Heel Doink is very, very good. I admit that. I really like that character.
He is redeeming factor number 3 of this pay-per-view.
So
the fact that
match 3 and all redeeming factors have come and gone.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is very reminiscent of a WCW pay-per-view.
What starts out good and then gets very crap.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mainly because all the same people are in the main event.
That's a good point. It all feels very similar, actually, now you mention it like that.
But heel donk, we should have booked him like this more often because he's just fantastic, wasn't he? As a heel.
I think that was it. He's like the evil clown, isn't he? And like I say, when he defaces that Julius Caesar thing, again, it plays into that character, doesn't it? Of he's not afraid to do it. But I really like that illusion part. But yeah, I like heel doink. I agree with you there. Heel doink is very good because I think they turned him face, didn't they? And it didn't go down so well.
Yeah, because then he was just a basic clown, wasn't it? He was just
That's
it.
It
could have gone quite far. There was, I'm sure there was a Ross always mentions it, but I'm sure Bruce Pritchard mentioned at one point they were going to do some sort of pay-per-view themed around Doink, and it was like going to be like a scary circus entrance.
Yeah.
Like they had all the creative for it, but I think the guy who played him had some backstage issues or heat, and that's kind of why it didn't happen. And we ended up with about 3 or 4 of them, didn't we?
Yeah, it was Matt Bourne that was playing him in this one. I think the illusion might have been Skinner.
Yeah, I think they definitely.
I think that's who was playing him on
the
this
brain.
one.
Kind of, there's a lot of like strong hints from the commentary of stuff that was happening in real life that if you knew, you knew. But he hinted that it was a different person playing him.
Did he? I didn't pick up on that.
He said, "Oh, he looks familiar." He said something like that. I think, "Oh, I can't quite work out who this guy is when he came out."
Just looking at it, then, so the portrays were Matt Osborne, who were 92 to 2013, Steve Kern, who I think was the Illusion, by the looks of it, who's Skinner, was 93 to 94, 97, 2000, and Steve Lombardi was also the Brooklyn Brawler, was 93 to 96, 98, 2005, 7, 10. 12, 16, but I think the Matt Osborne might have got released and then Brooklyn Brawler took over.
I think he was the original one, wasn't he? Who wanted to?
Yeah, he was. He left the promotion in 93, so I think this must have been him by the sounds of it. Yeah.
See, I thought this was the Brooklyn Brawler. When all his makeup was kind of rubbed off, it looked more like the Brooklyn Brawler to me.
It could have been.
There must have been 2 of them, right? That was the whole point.
Well, I think the other one was Skinner. Yeah, Skinner. I'm just trying to find out now with Brooklyn Brawler when he actually, if there's any sort of indication who it was.
Is that because Brain was saying something like, "I just can't work out who this guy is," as if like it was really obvious, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, because I guess that plays into the fact as well, doesn't it? How hot it was as well, because all his makeup came off, didn't it? By the looks of it, I don't think it was Brooklyn Brawler, unless he was more Illusions, maybe. But I think it might have been this Matt Osborne at this WrestleMania. But then who else was there? Then there was some weird people that I've never really heard of. Jericho in 2001, which weirdly I was watching last night because I didn't realise the last Raw before WrestleMania X7 was also the one where he acquired WCW.
Oh, yeah, I remember it was very close.
Didn't realise that was the last Raw before that Mania because I started watching it last night. I got to this bit with Jericho attacking Regal. And Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, wrestled as Doink on the 2003 Vengeance pay-per-view.
There's another underrated wrestler, Eugene. Fantastic gimmick for its time. Wouldn't be able to pull it off now. Obviously.
No, it wouldn't fly now, would it?
But again, I think that was another one where it started off actually quite a good gimmick, and then he just made it comical, didn't he?
Yeah, ruined it. Ruined it.
Yeah.
So Dave gave this. I already know you're going to disagree with this. 1.5.
Oh, get out, Dave Meltzer.
What is the real Sparkler star rating?
5 stars, isn't it, all day long?
Yep.
Great storytelling. Got the illusion in there. Doink's the greatest heel on this pay-per-view. Potentially even in the 90s.
It kind of makes me want to watch more heel Doink. As weird as that sounds, because I think it's such a good character. And I did like the backstory as well. The sort of video package where he'd attacked Crush with his arm. Like he just took his arm off. Thought that was really good.
When was the first ever Raw in comparison to this pay-per-view?
First Raw was January 93, I think.
So 2 months before.
Yeah, not long.
So this storyline between Crush and Doink has been going on for 2 months, at the very least. Because there was a match on that pay-per-view where Doink attacked Crush.
Oh, there was, yeah.
Not on the pay-per-view, on Raw.
On that Raw, was there?
Yeah.
So then the next pay-per-view after this was in King of the Ring. Was there anything between them then?
I'd imagine so, because it was a bit of a screwy finish, wasn't it?
Oh, we're definitely doing that King of the Ring, by the way. We're following the storyline now.
Shawn Michaels goes against Crush.
Okay.
Weirdly. But I'm happy to watch it.
Is Doink on that pay-per-view?
It doesn't look like it, unfortunately.
No, I think he's done one now. I think, unfortunately, yeah, he's...
He was in a qualifying match to get into King of the Ring and didn't manage it.
Oh, gutted.
I guess we don't know what Doink that was, do we?
Should have won it, my opinion.
Yeah, he lost on TV to Mr. Perfect.
Can you just get me in charge of booking? I've already started pitching ideas to Tony Khan on Twitter. So
I'll have to have a look at that. I didn't see. In fact, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goldberg. People want Goldberg to go to EW, and Nia Jax is a free agent. So I said maybe he could kick her in the head, so we don't have to ever see her wrestle again.
Okay, now. Yeah, I did see that booking decision. Moving swiftly on. Todd Pettingill in sunglasses is outstanding. And with the Japanese photographers.
Oh my God.
This was horrific.
Well. This is your special mention, honorary mention for redeeming factors of the night. Because the Japanese cameramen were fantastic.
I enjoyed the second guy particularly. I had no clue what he was saying. I was just laughing at him.
Yeah.
Was that the one who just kept saying Yokozuna to him?
It was on the black t-shirt.
Yeah.
One as you looked at on the left hand of the camera.
Yeah, the one on the right hand of the camera was Clayton. And then that was Clayton's man.
Yeah, dudes.
Yeah. It reminded me of that Love Actually scene where he meets the Portuguese woman. It's just like Eusebio, because he didn't know what else to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I felt this was very awkward of a moment for both Todd Pettingill and those photographers.
And I found it funny when he was like, "Could he follow me? Could he follow me?" For the crowd and the camera just didn't move. And then he was like, "Right, they have to come back down again."
He got shit on a bit, didn't he, Todd Pettingill, in this pay-per-view?
He did, really.
He had a great moment later on, which we'll get to.
Yeah, he did have a wrote about that as well, to be fair. Did write about that.
He was mildly entertaining, though, wasn't he, Todd? Old Todd.
Yeah, he made
another radio guy who they had on Raw.
I don't know who that was.
I can't remember his name. The commentator he made Randy Savage look like a good commentator in comparison.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about, and I can't remember his name.
I don't know who you mean.
He was on the first ever Raw, wasn't he? Because that's where we saw him on.
Vince really had a thing for like New York radio jockeys at this point.
Is that because they were like a New York Stanford company, weren't they?
Yeah. You must just be listening to the radio. It's like, God damn it, get this guy.
I think he made an appearance at the NXT in your house, Todd Pettingill.
Rob Bartlett. That's the guy.
Rob Bartlett, he was the guy. It's fucking terrible.
Fucking awful.
I didn't watch it. I think I missed that week, so I didn't get a chance to watch it.
The only commentator who's ever been worse was Ed Ferrara.
What about Adnan?
No, because Adnan was like just bad at his job. Rob Bartlett was just fucking
terrible.
As atrocious human being, I believe.
Right, okay.
And
Ed Ferrara
didn't have a clue what was going on. Like Adnan at least knew what was going on, just wasn't very good at it.
And Ed Ferrara is just terrible at everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of terrible at everything, fucking Bob Backlund's up next. against Razor Ramon. I hate Bob Backlund. I think he's just the most annoying character. I've never liked him. Always thought he was shy, and this 3 minutes 45-second match has just proved it.
He was
Fucking
the
rubbish.
ex-champion, wasn't he, at this point?
Oh God. I was watching I don't know what video package I was watching the other day, or some advert came up and he was fucking on it as champion doing his stupid little wiggle.
Yeah.
I'm
sure he won it like 92.
I
Hated
hated him when he was with,
far longer after he should have done it.
I hated him when he was with Darren Young as well. He's just an irritating man. Very irritating man.
You know, and he got the accolade of the second longest WWE title run.
Yeah, he held it for about fucking 8 years somehow. He's just a disgrace of a man. He's just the most irritating human I can ever think of when it comes to wrestling. I've just
Which won Match of the Year twice in Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Backlund.
He won Most Hated Wrestler of the Year in 1994.
He should win that every year.
Most Inspirational Wrestler twice.
He was a tag champ with Pedro Morales as well.
What about his return in 2007 to 17, which was fantastic? He just played that comedy character, didn't he?
Nah, he's still annoying. I hated him. When he was with Darren Young. Never liked him.
He won Most Disgusting Promotional Tactic in the WrestleLabs Ever newsletter in 1982. Do you know what for?
Been alive?
Being WWF champions are near enough. Yeah. So last year's was WWF Saudi Arabia. This year, that year it was just Bob Backlund as champion.
I think Terry Pease has done worse things in wrestling.
Fucking Bob Backlund. Yeah, probably have. I haven't wrote a lot about this match because I hated it. It was 3 minutes 45 seconds. Absolute dog shit. -1 star.
I would say he's not wrong, but he's wrong. I gave this -5. It was just poor. Poor show.
I thought this was. Yeah, it was.
To be fair, it's hard following the best match on the card, so you gotta give him.
Especially when you got Bob Backlund in it as well.
I just can't get over the fact he's only 43 in this. That really it messes with my head. You know, Bobby Lashley. It's 46, but I'm sure AJ Styles is older than that now. Just my God, what did they do back at? Well, I know they did a lot more backstage than they do now, as it were.
AJ Styles is 45.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And he's been an old guy for about 10 years at this point.
He has. He's always just looked old. I'm just trying to work out if this was Razor Ramon's first Mania. I think it might have been. I don't think he was in Mania 92, was he? WrestleMania 8?
I didn't think it. Yeah.
He has his famous ladder match at 10.
No, one at WrestleMania 8. So I think this was his first Mania, which is unfortunate for him that this was his first bloody Mania. But yeah, I thought it was an absolute crap, this match. 3 minutes 45 seconds. It's not the worst match on the card, though. But we'll get there.
Yeah, and because it goes, it's mercifully cut short.
Yeah. If one match didn't happen, this would come to be the worst match. Coming up to another bad match. Money Inc. versus the Mega Maniacs.
Oh, no.
Hulk Hogan's Black Eye? So there's multiple theories.
There's many theories, but did Savage want to make it any more obvious that he'd decked him the night before?
That he'd done him. So they were. The story was that Money Inc. had basically paid somebody to punch Hogan, and cause the black eye. However, if you believe what is around, some of the theories is that Hogan was decked by Savage because of Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. Hogan claims it was a jet ski accident.
Yes, he does.
That's the claim. But I've seen this pay-per-view before, but I never picked up. Maybe I just didn't know the story until afterwards. Just the way Savage is. Like, every time there's like a possibility for it, he's just like, "Oh yeah, he knows who did it." It's like, does he want to make it any more fucking obvious?
Yeah, I firmly believe it was Savage, to be fair. I do firmly believe it was Savage.
Yeah, and if it wasn't him, he definitely wants us to believe that it was him. But yeah, he might as well just said, "The fucking gun, stay away from my work." Like, it was just,
yeah, it was terrible.
But he was doing that, like, he fucking knows it. And he was like, "But look at this crowd, they love Hulk Hogan." Like, it was insane.
Speaking of things that were, when we were saying earlier about it being warm and uncomfortable, IRS wrestling in a shirt cannot be comfy.
No.
I'm not having that. Can't be
No.
comfy.
No, not with the suspenders as well.
No, and the slacks.
Yeah.
I've wrote down here, why did they do a reverse count out? Not sure what that means, but I guess there was something where they were counting them. What the hell were they counting? No, I can't remember.
Because IRS tried leaving the match, and they came over the announcement, didn't they, saying if they don't return to the ring in the count of 10, they were going to forfeit the titles.
That was it. Yeah, of course they were. I knew that. I didn't know if that's what it meant. Yeah, so it makes no sense. Makes literally no sense to just change the match rules on a fly like that.
Yeah, so considering the opening match ended the same way, unless that's what they were thinking, they were like, "Oh, we can't reverse it." Since when's the referee had that power?
Yeah,
surely it should have been Jack Tunney, whoever was the.
I guess it was Jack Tunney at this time.
Or was it Gorilla Monsoon?
Yeah, it might have been Monsoon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably think we'll go.
Yeah, whoever it was, surely they should have been deciding.
But yeah, I agree. It was crap. I put the brain said he dropped a plate on himself. I guess that was about Hulk Hogan, which I thought was reasonably amusing.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart turning his jacket in and out and trying to count the pinfall can absolutely get in the bin. Jimmy Hart's quite an irritating man as well.
Yeah, because at this point he was in the following Hogan stage of his career.
Yeah, what like he's now?
Yeah. That was hilarious actually because he didn't even say anything, does he?
No,
it just comes out.
The Mega Maniacs are generally quite an irritating team because the older I've got, the more I dislike Hulk Hogan. I find him just generally irritating.
Yeah.
I don't mind Money Inc. so much. I just felt this match was let down by the Mega Maniacs. I think they're absolute garbage.
I think the worst thing, the Brutus Barrow Beefcake is one of the worst fucking things to ever happen to wrestling as well.
Yeah, he's a terrible character.
Agreed. However, the Booty Man, one of the greatest.
Yeah, that is to be fair. Yeah. Ditch the gimmick that you should have.
Chalk and cheese, M2.
I guess it's like, Kane and then these other gimmicks.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem.
Corporate
Mayor of Knoxville. All those stupid gimmicks, yeah.
Republicans. Yeah. No, is it Republican? Yeah, he's a Republican.
Yeah.
I was thinking they're the bad ones, aren't they?
Tea Party, whatever it is.
Yeah. Then they open the briefcase, don't they?
Yeah.
And there's a fucking brick in there.
Well, it's got to be heavy, isn't it? It's a weapon.
And then classic from Bobby the Brain Heenan. You never know when you're going to need a brick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right. You never know when you're going to break.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Need a brick. Do we reckon it was actual money?
I think it'd have been gimmick money. WrestleMania money, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was thinking it was real money. I think because Hogan looked like it took a really long time to start giving it out to the crowd. He looked like he wanted to keep it.
I wasn't sure if it was gimmick money or not because I didn't know if they were into that sort of stuff at this point. Either way,
because when it was they did the whole Donald Trump thing and he let actual money from the crowd, didn't it? From the ceiling that time.
Yeah. And then Vince was giving money away as well. Do you remember that?
But then again,
ring people it went horrendously.
Yeah, WWE were fucking broke at this point, so maybe it was giving money.
Yeah,
I don't know what it costs. I'd guess though, it depends really, doesn't it? Like what's cheaper?
Well, saying
if you can get them printed for like less than $1 each.
Well, that'd just be dollar bills, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This pay-per-view made them 1.1 million in admission fees.
That's a big gap.
How
many people were there? It wasn't as many. It was only like an arena size, wasn't it?
16,891, whereas the year before was 62,000.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view had a buy rate of 2.3, which was down on the previous year as well. But yeah, I thought this was a crap match to end by disqualification as well. I thought it was pretty terrible. The aftermath, just hearing Hogan's music never ending because Terrible Terry gonna Terrible Terry and make everything about himself, despite him losing, is just horrific. 18 minutes, 27 seconds, absolute dog shit.
Yeah. Well, this is his first match back for a full year as well, isn't it? Because he left
Hogan
after WrestleMania 8. Yeah.
Where did he go in that year in between?
Steroid Trail, or something like that.
Right.
It's to do with that, really. That's why he left.
Yeah. Fair dues.
They were making out like he was going to retire. Although he can't be that old at this point. On the Bobby Lashley scale.
Let's have a look on the Bobby Lashley scale. So he was born 53, so he was 40.
40, yeah.
He's just looked the same forever.
Wrestlers look a lot better now.
He's just looked the same, hasn't he? He's always just looked the same.
I know you can't help that hairline, but yeah.
Yeah. But
Still got
yeah,
like another, still got like another 15 years of him wrestling after this as well.
yeah, I've got. We'll get
Full
there because
time, yeah.
I did pick something up from this pay-per-view.
Yeah, but yeah, I
But
guess this was like maybe this is what they'll do with Cena this week. Do you know what I mean? It was the same thing, really, wasn't it? It wasn't full time Hulk Hogan we had here. Well, it shouldn't have been. It was just he was coming back for like a one-off match. So I guess
yeah,
Khan was the only way they could have done it, really.
it just annoys me how everything just ends with his music playing and him
Yeah.
being the hero somehow, somewhere. And like I say, the older I've grown, the more I dislike him. He just irritates me how everything's just about him
the
and nobody else.
biggest draw though this era. There's no one that would. No, there's no one that could draw like Hulk Hogan.
No,
It's
no,
like
but
it's like it's
oh
like
no,
now no one can draw like John Cena. No
I know
one.
why they've
No
done
one.
it. Yeah, and that's it. I know why they've done it. Like I say, I just think obviously looking back 30 years, it just he just irritates me. I just find him very annoying. But you could hear the crowd absolutely loved him, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So but yeah, Cena's the same, isn't he? And again, he was quite a polarizing figure for many years, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, the three biggest draws in wrestling history: Hogan, Austin, Cena.
Cena. Yeah.
No one can touch them.
Weird.
Because you could bring any of them three back any week, any pay-per-view, and it'd sell out.
Weirdly, I was saying this morning, like, if you say WWE, you associate, in my opinion, four names: Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Rock, and Austin. Everyone knows those four names.
Yeah.
Everyone knows them. So I get why they're doing it, but like I say, I just find Hogan's ego very irritating. Big Dave gave this a disgustingly high 2 stars.
No,
What is the correct rating?
1 star.
Oh, even that's too high for me. I thought it was absolute dog shit.
That Brutus in it, so yeah, 1 star. If it had been Booty Man, it'd probably been like 4 stars. just a better wrestler, isn't
he? Yeah.
Big old Booty.
5 stars if it was Booty Man, for sure.
Yeah.
What else? Where are we up to now then? Another Jesus Christ. Fucking Lex Luger.
Oh no.
Heel Lex Luger as well.
He don't even work as a face.
He's the narcissist, isn't he, at this point? Because he's obviously got all the mirrors with fireworks coming out of him. Seems reasonably extreme for those poor ladies that were having to hold the mirrors for him. Against Mr. Perfect, who got a big old pop. Did mess up his pre-match promo, I seem to remember.
But I think I thought he redeemed it quite well in the fact that it was, I'm just excited.
Oh yeah. No, I agreed. It's just weird, isn't it? Because now promos are generally quite slick, aren't they, live? But
yeah, you'd have followed the pretense those ones, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess TV production's changed ever so slightly, hasn't it, since as well? But yeah, no, I thought it was good the way he did it, and like I say, it's just unfortunate it happened. But he got a big old pop coming out. Luger in the match as well. Luger whipped Perfect into the corner, with him falling out of it due to the force of the whip, which I thought was quite good. Actually, I thought that was quite clever the way that it sort of shows how strong Luger is, and then carries on working his back. But I did find this very boring, to be fair. I'd never enjoy a Lex Luger match. I don't mind Mr. Perfect, but I find Lex Luger very tedious, as we've discovered in WCW.
I don't even see what the appeal is for Mr. Perfect.
And then he won with
I say this all the time.
Yeah, I think I enjoy him more than most people on this channel, to be fair. But I think we're all in agreement that Luger's pretty dire. Because this was the forearm stage as well, wasn't it? Because he had a metal plate in his forearm. Like a legit metal plate as well.
What the fuck happened at the WrestleMania brunch? That's what I don't know. It takes Bret Hart or something, didn't it? But Bret Hart was fine coming out. But they're like,
that was the night before, wasn't it? Didn't they say the night before?
Yeah, whatever it was. I mean, they must have been saying something for later on, but they kept referring to stuff happening backstage, and then it was only after this match where they actually showed something happen backstage. Because like Luna and Sherry were having a fight, weren't they, all night, by the sounds of things.
Yeah, and then
they never actually showed once.
And then is this when they go back to Shawn Michaels as well?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But I thought it was weird. Just jumping back a second. I thought it was weird that Luger did the sort of hit Mr. Perfect after the bell had gone as well. Because again, I felt as though that was quite rare for this time.
Yeah,
and then to move into sort of a backstage segment again felt very
making him a dastardly heel,
uncharacteristic at this time. But yeah, I thought Lex Luger was absolute garbage at this time. Anything to add on that?
No.
Anything we enjoy? Anything we didn't enjoy?
There's nothing I enjoyed in this match.
Luger's entrance was kind of cool.
This
I'll
was
give him that.
before the Lex Express, wasn't it? Because Hogan's
Yeah.
obviously still there, so this is before he's trying to get.
I
pushed
think
to
this is
top
the
babyface.
this is probably the first WrestleMania actually with all like the grand
W-
special WrestleMania entrances. I think the first like
probably
8
yeah.
from the stages we did last week, they're all just basic
Mm.
stages, weren't they? I think this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first one where
And then
they
they
actually
kind of
made
go
it
back
feel
to
like a bigger show. I mean, obviously the other ones are bigger shows because they're in stadiums and that, but you know, like
as a spectacle.
presentation wise,
Yeah. Dave gave this 1.25, 1.25.
Well, he's wrong.
He is very wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
And why is he wrong?
Because it's actually a -7.
So, that's right.
So what? We had a -5 and a -7 on the same show.
Yeah, Lex Luger's the worst. Just
Lex Luger's terrible.
if I never have to watch another Lex Luger, maybe Goldberg should kick him in. Should have kicked him in the head. We're not about to put up with him all the way through WCW.
You know what? Would be a great gimmick? Aaron Franklin managing Goldberg, right? He just goes around kicking people in the head. If we, when we get enough money for the Wrestling Federation real life tour, Goldberg's a free agent now, so that's what I'm booking.
Yeah,
just like an assassin, just goes around and mule kicks.
Best match booking will be Goldberg versus Nathan Cruz.
Yeah,
got a bit of a scoop.
Terry Peters, I think. Yeah.
Eddie Dennis retired yesterday or today.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. There you go. Age 37. Wonder if he'll go back to being a teacher.
He's got a good 9 years on him. Bobby Lashley's girl. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Don't know why that's just popped up on my phone, but it has done.
Probably a sign of British wrestling's decline at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Up next, then we have Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker.
Ooh,
I like the Raven or the Vulture in Undertaker's entrance. That was quite cool.
Special Undertaker entrances, isn't it?
Quite hard to make a spooky entrance in broad daylight, though. I felt it's quite hard. Giant Gonzalez's bodysuit is terrible. Worse than I remember.
What the fuck were they thinking with that?
Yeah, what were they thinking?
No one could have thought that looked good.
I bet Giant Gonzalez himself didn't even like it.
But I guess he'd already been released by WCW this point, hadn't he? So
he
had no choice but to just like it, I believe.
To go with it, yeah. I don't even know how long he was in it, but how long he was there.
Not long. That's all.
I think he only had one fight in WCW, didn't he?
Was that the War Games match? Oh, no, he wasn't in the War Games match, was he? He was just...
No.
Apparently WCW was there from 89 to 92. And then WF was just there for 93. He left in October of this year. And
I think I might be
in 93 Rumble.
I'm thinking, did WCW try hiring him again, and it fell through? Did Eric Bischoff try hiring him? I do recall the WCW book. Eric Bischoff was talking about trying to sign him or something, but he never turned up.
Oh, I feel like I have heard something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
And that's why they ended up with Giant Haystacks.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he was set to make a return at the 95 Halloween Havoc as the Yeti.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, yeah.
But didn't.
Yeti.
Yeah.
I wonder that gimmick. That'd have been...
I wonder if his morph suit thing was just Vince having a laugh. Bet Vince just found it hilarious and just said, "Oh, do that."
Probably, yeah. Probably.
It's very typical of the cartoon era, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he had Harvey Whippleman with him as well. He was quite a cartoony character as well in himself.
Yeah.
As a manager. He's got the same birthday as me. There you go. What claims to fame that is. Yeah, I thought Giant Gonzalez was pretty terrible. I thought his match was quite a weird ending again with the chloroform rag.
Whoa, they were lucky. Slight change in how they did this, and it would have been end of the streak, wouldn't
it? Yeah.
This is only number 3.
Wasn't really a streak at this point. They probably wasn't even thinking it was a streak.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Point,
yeah,
right?
Do you know what? If they'd have just done Giant Gonzalez had pinned him at the end of it, which is a perfectly good, well, not good finish, but do you know what I mean? Like you could perfectly get to that point from what they've done.
Yeah.
And it would have just we would never had the streak. WrestleMania would have been completely different.
Mm.
I think this is probably the worst match in the streak. I think it's quite renowned for being
yeah.
the worst match.
We just had some fucking stinkers as well. To be honest, I don't think he had a good match up until Batista.
Yeah, the latter ones were the best ones.
Oh no, he had the Triple H one, didn't he?
At 17, yeah.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be the only match these two have as well. They had one at SummerSlam.
3-0. That's fine.
And then Giant Gonzalez 10 faced after that because he turned on Harvey Whippleman. Thought Harvey Whippleman was relatively irritating in this match because you could hear him shouting everything, but I guess that's his job as a manager. But he's comically small next to Giant Gonzalez. And I wrote here, what a crap match in the streak. Again, another weird finish for me. Like I said, just a DQ on a chloroform rag. Odd.
That was
really
fucking
odd.
weird one, I really think. If you think about it. So you just got fucking chloroform out.
Wet from just somewhere. But then the Undertaker came back. He woke up.
I loved that at the end, right? When they were doing the whole Hogan making the save. The crowd were like trying for Hogan to make the save. The Undertaker made the save himself.
Yeah.
That was genius.
No Hogan needed. But I did like the thing that he did, like the roll his eyes, which I thought was pretty good. I thought Paul Bearer was quite cool. I like this era of Paul Bearer as well. 7 minutes 33 is the third shortest match on the card. And again,
what I thought was, when they said the commentator said they could smell the chloroform.
Yeah, they were making a big deal of that.
Yeah, I don't feel like they really smell it because if they could really smell it, one of them should have fainted. That would have been better, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
If like Randy Savage just fainted,
the only one that probably would have fainted would have been the Brain because he's the one that got most into character. I think
that would have been fantastic. Yeah.
That's the only one I could see do it. But no, I agree. It would make sense. But yeah, I thought this match was generally rubbish. And so did Dave with 1 1/4. But what is the real star rating?
Good for me. This didn't.
Good.
Just wasn't that good, was it? If this match hadn't been on the card, you wouldn't have missed it.
No, to be fair, I feel that with a lot of this card, you could have. I feel that with a lot of this card.
Just putting the stats together, 30% of these matches didn't ended in either DQ or count out.
That's mad.
But then if you had schmozzy finishes, it's half.
That for WrestleMania,
and that's including the main event. If you don't include that, it's over half. If you just look at it clean finishes, I think it's 4.
Yeah.
I think it's 4.
I think this is renowned for being wet. In fact, I'll put a pin in that statement and we'll get there. Next up, we then have Hogan demanding the first shot at the WWE title because Hogan just demanding his first shot at the title, does what he wants.
It's back for a good time, not a long time, isn't he?
Yep. You noticed his black eye in this, really bad.
Yeah.
Like how bad it actually looked. Then we go to Todd Pettingill again. And the fans in the togas in this segment were hilarious, actually wrestling each other and trying to punch each other. I thought they were brilliant. Couldn't get a cohesive word out of them, which was incredible. But fair play to Todd for this one.
Oh, you're missing out the best part of Todd's little segment.
Go on. I wrote about the fans, so.
There was, after he'd spoken to them 2 fans, he went over to go and speak to a kid. And then another kid ran up to him and he just pushed him out of the way.
I must have missed that. I didn't see that.
Just pushed him out of the way. Brilliant.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I must have missed that. Amazing. Big up that child. If you're listening, that child, you can find us at Rest Around on Twitter. Drop us a tweet, and we'd like to interview you about that moment or 30 seconds of it.
Not even that, like 10
seconds of it. Yeah, incredible stuff. I didn't notice that, but yeah, that is amazing. To be fair play to that kid by the sounds of it. Take some balls to do that as well, mate, to push another kid out of the way.
At least it still is WrestleMania moment.
At least it wasn't an adult. Like them weird adults that fight over try and wrestle football shirts off kids and stuff. Just give it a rest. Just looks weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. Or crowd wrestles in airports, which is a big thing.
Did you see that Rhea Ripley thing?
Oh God, which is like, can I go home now, please?
It's like when they all got around Rey Mysterio without his mask on as well.
Yeah,
just stop it. Yeah, it's not
just
needed.
Middle-aged, thirsty wrestling fans.
It's scalpers. It's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous, and I hate it. I hate it more than
They're all
anything.
wearing black t-shirts and jean shorts, all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned.
No more jean shorts purchased for me. But I own a lot of black t-shirts.
I have a lot of jean shorts, but there's a certain type, isn't there? You know, the baggy.
Yeah.
Shorts.
The John
like
Cena
three-quarter
ones. The
Yeah.
John Cena style ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With New Balance trainers. Yeah.
To be
They're the
fair,
ones.
Americans are very much the only
And
country in the
socks.
world that wear 3/4, I think. I never see anybody else wear 3/4.
Tom Wright.
It's all right.
Yeah, to be fair, T-Bone.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Bone. Yeah.
Even in winter.
Big up T-Bone.
Our
Yeah,
entire WrestleMania trip, until the hottest day, in which he put like a normal pair of jeans on.
Yeah, it was weird that.
It's weird that, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know
it was
what he was going for there.
Up next, we then have Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. Yokozuna looking for his first WWF title reign. In this, we already touched upon it, but we get an exposed turnbuckle, which again was quite rare for this time.
Oh my god, the crowd like gasped.
Yeah,
Audibly gasped.
I wonder if this was the first time it had ever happened.
Must have been one of them. Yeah,
because it isn't something that you see much at this time. Like I say that with the kendo shot that we saw from Seeker,
yeah,
earlier, it just felt again just something a little bit different, didn't it? But in a good way compared to the chloroform rag that was crap. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's stuff that some stuff worked well, some stuff didn't. But I like that it came into play as well.
The chloroform was odd because no one in the crowd knew what was going on. Like a
I
big
guess
weapon
you would have
shot
struggled.
is very obvious in it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's
and I guess you would have struggled to see a chloroform rag when
because there was no screen.
Long hair is like
and there was no big screens back in the day. It looked like he was just gently shushing him, and then he fainted.
And then he went, and then he came,
which is why Bobby the Brain or Randy Savage should have fainted as well, just to really sell it
to give it.
Yeah.
But I did like as well that we had the exposed turnbuckle used as part of this inadvertently, but it was used. Didn't write a lot else down about this match until the end, but we'll get there. Did anyone else pick up? I noticed that the sharpshooter did not look painful.
Well, what I was amazed by is that
Yokozuna looked too big to be have it put on him because he's pretty much laid on his belly.
Yokozuna only debuted this year, didn't
he? Yeah.
Did he debut on the first Raw?
That was his first match. Well, his was the first match on Raw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess he won Royal Rumble too.
Yeah. Oh no, he debuted on Superstars in October 31st, 1992.
Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble.
Not long.
And then he won the Rumble. But yeah, I suppose again, he's a different sort of attraction, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's one of the fastest to win the championship, isn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we eliminated last as well, don't you, in the '93 Rumble? Bloody Macho Man.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
bloody Macho Man.
He had a big feud with him, and he had a feud with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Jesus,
yeah,
I never liked him either.
What
was I going to say? But I think, to be fair, I understand why they sort of propelled Yokozuna because he's something totally different to what they had, wasn't he? Like large as in Mahusive man. He was very much. I wonder if they wanted to push him as like a new Andre almost. But
yeah, I think so.
Called, it was
because I think Andre the Giant died this year, didn't he?
Yeah,
he'd obviously stopped retired. Obviously,
yeah, he'd obviously finished. I don't know when did he retire? January '93. So yeah, it was. So what he had died by this pay-per-view. Had he died by the Rumble? He died 3 days after the Rumble.
Yeah.
So I do think there was money in Yokozuna because again, it is something a bit different. I think the character was very different as well.
Yeah, and it wasn't that era because nobody cared about work rate or whatever.
No.
And obviously Meltzer was doing his star ratings, but no one was reading them, really.
I feel as though, again, Dave Meltzer's star ratings would be very different now if you watch this pay-per-view, whereas at the time I feel as though they're more genuine because, again, the internet's not really a thing at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Yokozuna's not bad as a character. I like the goings on with Mr. Fuji as well, and the throwing the salt and everything. Again, it's my only criticism of him is probably that again it's that foreign heel gimmick, but it kind of works with him.
And also he's not actually Japanese.
Yeah, that he's Samoan, but
he'd never be able to do it now.
He's part of that family, isn't he?
Yeah,
I know it.
Yeah, because I was reading the obviously the head shrinkers arrived and they were teasing for a long time. Oh, a big third Samoans joining.
And it was
And
bloody
obviously it never
Yokozuna.
did because it was Yokozuna. Yeah.
So what was his relations then?
Cousin to Rock Reigns.
Is
It's all
that what
part of the
he?
Hanoi family, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just having a look now. So he was
It's basically cousins
cousins
to them all.
to Rosie, Tonga Kid, Roman Reigns, Umaga, and Rikishi, and The Rock.
Yeah, oh yeah, because Roman Reigns is technically the Usos' uncle. I learned the other day.
Yeah, because he's Rosie's brother, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because looking at it, they're Rikishi's kids, who is brother of Umaga and Tonga. So he's more Rikishi's cousin, isn't he?
Yeah.
More Rikishi. Jesus, that is a complicated family tree.
I think you'd call it second cousin in England, actually.
Yeah, I never really understood how second cousin. I think it's when you sort of miss a generation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Believe you can legally marry your second cousin, but not your actual cousin.
There you go.
There you go.
That's the difference, yeah. You can figure out everything in between.
Yeah. Like the beast off the chess.
Yeah. Mark Levett.
Yeah.
I must have missed. In fact, I have heard that story.
Yeah, because his wife tweeted like, "Oh, I found out the beast is my cousin," and then 6 years later, it's like we get married. Whatever it was.
Classic.
Yeah.
So he is then also
Like, it's fine.
second cousin to Solo, Sakawa, and Ava Rain. That's a very complicated family tree.
Yeah.
Very.
It's more like a family bush at this point, isn't it?
It bloody is. It goes back
Branches
to
going all over the place.
It goes back to 90. There's a Wikipedia article on it, and trying to make
Yeah.
a note of it is mental.
Yeah. So the family bush.
The family bush. He was deathly scared of spiders, wasn't he, Yokozuna?
Was it?
Yeah. Someone had to go into every hotel room he stayed in to check for spiders, and if there was any in it, he refused to stay.
Yeah. We also read in his Wikipedia that Vince and then Rikishi decided that the tights were unnecessary.
What, the big old
should have his bare ass out.
Oh Christ, the big old turkey leg tights.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a flattering set of tights, are they? Not a flattering set of tights. What I did enjoy in this match was there was sort of saying Yokozuna doesn't even look tired, he's not heavy breathing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, he's not really moved enough to be heavy breathing in the nicest way, but I kind of get what they were saying. I
did the Super Six. He was 505 pounds at this point.
And what was he when he died?
700 odd, wasn't he?
I was going to say
he got up to 550 by the King of the Ring, which is only 2 months afterwards.
And what was he at this point? 505.
5.
And he was billed later on at 589. Jesus. Big old.
I'm sure he wanted to be the first. He didn't do it, obviously. He wanted to be the first £1,000 wrestler. I'm sure I read that.
And how big was Biss at his heaviest?
He can't have been this heavy.
I don't think he was this heavy. Viss for a dead now, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Big Viss. He was billed at 487.
Yeah. So Big Show was always the one that was
well over 500 pounds on here. It was Big Show. I don't know if
I'll plug myself there. I'm back.
That's all right. Yeah, it was. It's mad, isn't it? But yeah, £1,000. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. But yeah, I like Yokozuna, to be fair, and I like Mr. Fuji. I thought they worked well as a team.
They died in Liverpool.
Yeah, it did. On a tour, wasn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was Portsmouth he died in. But yeah, I always thought it was Portsmouth until now. But yeah, you're right. 2000, bloody hell, 5 days before I turned 8.
Yeah, I just wanted it wasn't £1,000. I just wanted to be the record for the heaviest wrestler ever.
Tell you what, though, 6'4", he's a big old boy as well, isn't he? Like, he's a tall boy.
He's £760 when he died.
760.
Just while we're talking about build heights, just going back to the Gonzalez Undertaker match, there was Billy and Undertaker at 6'10".
They did that a lot, didn't they? Because they always sort of tried to, especially in the later ones, they tried to say he was just under 7 foot when Kane was 7 foot. But I don't know what he actually was.
Kane had to wear basically platforms, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Undertaker's 7 foot, isn't he? I thought
Undertaker was about 6'8".
Is he?
I always thought he was a bit smaller. the one.
I suppose they had to make him smaller just to make Gonzalez
look
bigger.
bigger. £760, by the way, is 54.4 stone.
What the hell?
Like 5 of me.
Big boy.
Big boy. Big boy. To finish, we had Salt in. No, that was the next match, wasn't it?
No, it was this match.
Was it this match, the Salt in the Eyes?
Yeah, it's in the sharpshooter.
Yeah. Yes, that was it.
Which, and then Fuji threw the Salt, and then Yokozuna pinned him, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, because
I get he's blind, but you could still have the wherewithal. You should have done like the bonsai drop or something on top.
I was going to say he didn't do the big drop, did he? Which was weird.
Yeah, but I guess they needed him alive to give Hogan his blessing.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Not out.
Segueing back again.
No,
do you know who the heaviest wrestler is of all time?
Is it Cheeks?
No, it's not.
I was going to go with Cheeks.
William Joseph Cobb, also known as Happy Humphrey, born 1926, died 1989. Billed at 750 pounds, but several times he weighed in over 800 pounds, and one occasion he weighed over 900.
Oh my god!
Bloody hell!
900 LBS.
Next one below him was Haystacks Calhoun, it's billed at 273, and then Yokozuna at 267.
900 pounds is 64 stone, so that's 10 stone heavier than Yokozuna.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
That's mad. That is mad. Big Dave gave this 3 stars.
He just loves Bret Hart, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
what's the real star rating?
Based on that, Bret Hart's fucking dog shite. It's another -5.
Oh, I thought Yokozuna might have done you some redemption though.
Yeah. I'm near Aaron with this one because it wasn't very good, was it?
No, it wasn't very good. It didn't feel very WrestleMania main event-y. But
this is exactly. So we're going into the next part now.
Yeah. Sorry, go
on. I understand why they did it. Screwed Bret Hart out of another title match because he's just dog shit. He's not a draw. I don't care what anyone says. They tried pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. Yeah. And you get to the late 90s where he was the face of the company, and he still wasn't drawing. He couldn't draw. He couldn't draw shit.
Better without him, didn't he?
Yeah, they did better without him.
I was going to say the same thing, Aaron. It was you can tell exactly why they did it. Like we said at the beginning, the buy rate was down from the year before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't feel like a WrestleMania main event. The only thing is like they could have done it where Hogan eventually beats Bret Hart, or Bret Hart beats Hogan, and
because
maybe that gives him the rub a bit if Hogan's going to leave anyway. Hogan had his last match in June
because Hogan obviously said he wants the first match. So I think they could have got around it without doing the second match in a way. I think they could have done it the next night on Raw.
But Hogan refused to. He didn't want to jump to Bret Hart, basically. That was the idea.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. But we'll get into it. So Hogan then comes down because Terry, you know, fucking terrible Terry. Mr. Fuji then issues the challenge, which Hogan accepts.
Scared at first. He had to. Yeah,
true. Mr. Fuji tries to throw salt into Hogan's eyes. Hogan ducks, goes in Yokozuna's eyes. Yokozuna receives a leg drop, and Terry's music plays, and Terry is fucking terrible. So Yokozuna, his first title reign, ends in 22 seconds. This is probably the worst match in WrestleMania history, and I fucking hate it.
I think it's kind of exciting though.
No.
It never happened before, anything like this.
No, not having it. Hate it.
Seth Rollins-esque.
I disagree with you, Peters. For the main fact, we've just seen a Lex Luger match at WrestleMania.
Okay, sorry, hang on. This is the WrestleMania main event then.
Oh my god, is this the year of Lex Luger's famous SummerSlam main event? Or is that the year after?
SummerSlam 93.
Let me get because we're doing it, but it's the 30th anniversary.
Where are we? SummerSlam 93. It's Lex Luger against Yokozuna.
Yes.
And the poster is brilliant. It's called
SummerSlam. Can't believe they make him a face that quickly.
SummerSlam Fat Chance.
Outstanding. Well, we're just following all the 93 pay-per-views now.
There aren't that many anyway, are there?
No.
Yeah, I thought his match was generally terrible. Really don't like it. Don't like how Hogan got it. But this would be Hogan's last run with the title until 2002.
The last WrestleMania till that year as well.
Yeah, it was. It was, because I was wondering when I had a quick look to see if he won it again, because he then held it for 70 days and lost it to Yokozuna again at King of the Ring, who then held it till the next WrestleMania.
Yeah, so apparently the plan was for this to go down like it was, and but it was going to be Bret Hart who beat Hogan for it at King of the Ring or SummerSlam.
Okay.
And then Hogan was like, "That don't work for me, brother."
Yeah.
So he would only job to Yokozuna because he's bigger than him, basically.
Because it makes sense.
And even it's a schmaltz finish. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll do it. And we'll do it.
Which one? Now. The SummerSlam 93.
King of the Ring 93.
King of the Ring 93.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think again, I just it just takes the shine off your first ever title, doesn't it? I think, unfortunately. I understand again bringing Hogan back, but I would just do it the next night on Raw, personally.
Yeah, I think at this point Raw wasn't a thing.
It makes
he was there. It was there, but I think they'd already recorded Raw at this point. It wasn't live like it used to be every week.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was just kind of like a non-canon. You know, like there was some storylines, but
I'd maybe wait a little bit, because it just, to me, if I was Yokozuna and that happened, I'd be very annoyed.
Yeah, I guess you can't have it. I mean, the easiest way, I know Aaron will hate this idea, was just to have Bret Hart win.
Yeah,
because I think at this point,
and then have Bret Hart
never
lose
had a heel win at WrestleMania.
I think the problem is, I guess Bret. I don't know what Bret was like at this time, but I imagine he was probably not wanting to lose to Hogan, and Yokozuna was like the middleman in it all.
Yeah, plus I suppose.
I wonder if with Yokozuna winning Royal Rumble, whether they had this planned all along for Hogan to come out and do this.
Oh yes, definitely had this part planned.
But
then it was just the
in on the fly, not on the fly, but later between those the WrestleMania.
I think it's just classic early 90s booking where they didn't want a sour taste in the fans' mouths leaving a wrestling event. You don't want the heel to win, do you?
Especially WrestleMania.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because Bret was the heel, wasn't he, at this point, not the face. So.
No, Bret was the face here.
Yeah.
Was he? I thought he was the heel.
No, Yokozuna was the heel.
Oh, God. Neither of them did a good job of it then, did they?
According to CageFight.net, the Yokozuna versus Bret Hart is the 10th worst WrestleMania main event of all time.
Wow, there's 9 more.
Yeah, so we run down them. So number 9, Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 2.
I forgot about Hogan's run, actually.
Number 8, Reigns v Undertaker at 33.
They weren't very good.
Number 7, Psycho Sid versus The Undertaker, 13.
In fact, I know what else will be in there. Bam Bam Big O again. Dennis Taylor will probably be in there.
Dennis Taylor.
Is it Dennis Taylor?
Lawrence Taylor. Fucking snooker player. That would have been the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time. Is fucking Dennis Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, not Dennis Taylor.
Number 6.
That match on Wrestle Around.
Number 6, Triple H versus Randy Orton at 25. Number 5, The Miz versus Cena at 27.
Yeah, he's crap, that one.
Number 4, Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 7.
Fucking Sergeant's shy as well.
Number 3, Lesnar v Reigns,
34.
WrestleMania 34.
Yeah, I knew that would be up there. I was there for that. It was weird.
Wasn't a good match, that one.
Number 2, Hulk Hogan v Sid Justice, WrestleMania 8. And then the final one, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 32. So the three wrestlers with the most amount of shit matches.
Are they saying Triple H versus Roman Reigns is the worst main event of pay-per-view history?
Yeah.
I'm
not having that one. I thought obviously I've seen both of them. Yeah, Reigns Lesnar was weird because it just ended. You know, like it was just they tried to do a shock and it was just. But no, Triple H versus Roman Reigns. I know that's what the fans wanted, but I don't.
It's because some fan shit on it, wasn't it?
If you break it down, the 3 wrestlers with the most amount of shit matches at WrestleMania main event: Hogan, Undertaker, Reigns.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, Reigns has only become good in the last couple of years.
The last couple, yeah. The 34 one I well expected, but 32 surprised me. Like it wasn't
32 surprises.
it wasn't a badly wrestled match, but I guess it was. It probably the fan reaction was weird on it, I guess.
It'll be because the fan reaction not ruined. Well, ruined it basically, didn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Big Dave gave that a dud.
Crowd reaction though. Worth a couple of stars, isn't it? Worth a couple of stars for me.
Yeah. The crowd enjoyed it, didn't they?
Yes,
I know. Obviously, now it's seen as one of the worst decisions of all time, booking decisions. But I doubt the people in the 90s felt that way. I feel like it's one of those historical things that gets worse over time.
Yeah, I reckon so. But I overall, I thought this was a very poor WrestleMania. Probably one of the worst I've seen. Apart from the set. It was set, and I thought Bobby the Brain was brilliant.
It peaks in the first 10 minutes, isn't it? It's a legendary WrestleMania, but I think more because of the set and the venue.
Yeah, definitely.
If you was to put the main event into like modern day context, so WrestleMania 39, right? Cody Rhodes v Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns retains, and then John Cena comes out and says, "I am gonna wrestle you for the belt," and wins.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You would get a massive pop, but it's not a good booking decision.
Yeah, no. It was kind of like when The Rock beat CM Punk on it at that time.
Yes,
I know it wasn't quite the same scenario, but it's very similar.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they shoehorned a big star into
just because
possibly harmed a younger star's career.
I think he's probably done more damage to his own career.
Yeah. I suppose we'll to catch up on the news at some point, won't we, about CM Punk? We'll do it after WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll do it after Mania. So I'll go first. I'm going to give this a 4. Because I like some matches, and I thought the commentary team. Well, I thought Bobby the Brain was pretty good. Well, very good, and I really like the outdoor setting. So it's a 4 from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm glad we did it there. I think it's legendary.
I think it's.
But
it's
I probably would have given it up to 5 if we were wearing togas, which was the original idea.
We missed it.
So yeah, 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, see, I'm with Lou. 3 out of 10. Redeeming factors. I've mentioned some of the redeeming factors, but obviously you've got Doink. Doink was a redeeming factor as well. And that's about it. 3 stars. Would not watch again.
Yeah. No. Normally I'd say like recommend a match or something, but I'd just recommend the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's
all the pageantry.
And that Doink.
The brain on the camel.
And the Doink promo.
Yeah. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes, last 5 minutes, just so you can see what happened. And then probably you've not missed out in between.
Miss out everything. Yeah. So on the hit and miss scale, this is a high, wide, and not all handsome.
Yeah.
Yes. And on that note, what are we doing next week? WrestleMania.
I guess we're doing WrestleMania 39. Yeah.
Possibly. It's WrestleMania week, isn't it?
Sure
yeah, WrestleMania. Lou, where can we find you?
I'm off this week, so I should be doing a Twitch stream tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I think I'm going to do WrestleMania next week, because I always do it afterwards, don't I?
Dennis Taylor?
We could do, I can see if I can download Dennis Taylor. We'll figure something out. I might even do WrestleMania if I can't think of anything else, because the build-up's being pretty sketchy, to say the least.
It's fine.
But there's only one main event in there. There's Business Horse versus Big Bad Wolf, and then the rest of the matches we'll make up as we go along. Fuck it. It's WrestleMania tonight. That's what we're doing tonight.
There you go. And
Announced it.
Where can we find you?
Just pitching Tony Khan ideas, booking ideas on Twitter. Frankenstein91.
And you can find
more to come this week.
Oh, I'm excited. To see what you've got. What we'll do is, before we go, as it is WrestleMania this weekend, just your winners. No theories why or anything. Just your winners for WrestleMania predictions. So Austin Theory versus John Cena. Lou?
John Cena.
Aaron?
Theory
for me as well. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Lou?
Logan Paul.
Aaron?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul for me. Trish Lita and Becky versus Damage Control. Lou,
Damage Control.
Aaron,
I'm gonna go Lita and Becky, but then Trish turns on them.
okay. I'm gonna go with Aaron as well.
I'm
Charlotte versus
anticipating that 10 just during the match. That was my theory there.
Yeah, she could screw him out of it, couldn't she?
Yeah.
true. Charlotte versus Rhea. Lou,
Rhea, it's got to be Rhea.
Yeah,
Gotta be.
Rhea.
I'm going Rhea as well.
I kind of want
They
Charlotte,
need to
but-
pull the trigger on her because she's just fucking red hot at the
I'm
minute.
going with Rhea as well. Bianca versus Asuka. Lou,
Bianca. I
Aaron.
think Asuka's character's working.
Ask her. Got to give her a moment.
I'm going to give Asuka as well.
But I don't think there'll be two women's title changes.
Brock versus Omos. Lou,
Oh, Brock.
Aaron.
It's got to be Brock. So Moss is worse than fucking Great Gonzalez.
I'm
Giant
going
Gonzalez.
to go with Omos. Gunther, Sheamus, Drew. Lou,
Sheamus.
Aaron.
Sheamus.
I'm going Sheamus as well. Edge versus Finn. Lou,
Ben.
Finn.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Edge.
Finn for me. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. Liv and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna versus TBA. Lou.
TBA, and it's the Iconics.
Okay,
Oh, imagine the pop.
that'd be incredible, to be fair.
Shayna and Ronda for me.
I'm going to go Liv and Raquel. Braun and Ricochet versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders. Lou.
Street Profits.
Aaron.
Street Profits.
Braun and Ricochet.
They are hot, to be fair, aren't they?
I just
a
think
minute.
Street Profits. This is where the crack starts forming.
Oh,
I think
I hope
same
they
with
do.
Alpha. Same with
Yeah.
Alpha Academy.
I was thinking that like did they split them up at WrestleMania, but I don't know.
And same with Alpha Academy. Usos versus KO and Sammy. Lou.
KO and Sammy, it's got to be.
Aaron.
Yeah, KO and Sammy.
KO and Sammy. And last but not least, penultimate match. Rhea versus Dominic. Lou.
Ray's a gent, and he's Dominic. He's got to do it properly, I think.
Aaron.
Wait, son of a.
Yeah, it's got to be Dom. He's
Yeah.
been in prison with Dementors, hasn't he?
Got to be Dom for me as well. And last but certainly no means least, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Lou.
I'm really torn, but I'm gonna. Okay, Roman Reigns. I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger. I don't. Yeah.
Ooh. Aaron.
I want it so badly to be Cody, but I think they're setting up for Jay.
I'm going to go with Cody because I really don't want Roman to win. I really don't want Roman to win. Not that I particularly want Cody to win either, but I really don't want Roman to win. So Cody for me.
Some of the promos over the last few weeks have just been nothing short of the best storytelling ever.
Yeah,
between
no,
Cody and Roman.
Cody's ready for it now. I don't know. A few weeks ago, I was like, oh, maybe they should leave. But I think Cody is. They've navigated that Sami Zayn thing perfectly.
Yeah.
It would make sense for it to be Cody, but it's just that nagging feeling that they want to do The Rock down the line.
Yeah, I think it's going to be down to Jay. I just have that niggle in the back of my head that says that he's going to be the person to do it.
That's the only thing that really it makes sense for Cody's story, but it doesn't make sense for Roman's story for it to be Cody who ends it, I think. But then again, maybe you don't have to end. Maybe Jay just beats Roman without the
Well, I
titles on the line.
know we're kind of not doing the news, but new championship belt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to get Roman to retain and then on Raw bring out the new title and give that?
But I guess they
somehow
could
to
very easily
Cody?
do that with Cody, couldn't they? Just give him, maybe it's like a winged eagle type. I don't know.
Well, Triple H wants to bring back the big gold belt, don't he?
Yeah.
But you don't think it'll work in today's market?
Yeah, because it's got a massive logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I think this is one of the WrestleManias where I was very excited for last year because we had the Austin match, and I think this is the WrestleMania I've been most excited for in years.
Yeah, no,
agreed.
last year's was really good as well. And I think, I'm really intrigued to see what Triple H does with his first one.
Bear in mind, me and you watched it live last year, Lou. Not together,
Yeah.
but watched it live. Did you watch it live with us, Peters,
Which one?
last year?
Yeah.
Me and Lou came out of it saying it was probably top 3 of all time.
Yeah, especially
WrestleMania.
the first night. But I think it's all about the second night this year, I think. But be interesting. I don't think they've announced any other than that. Obviously, they keep saying the Roddy and Conan. Cody Roman's obviously going to last on the last night, but
yeah, well, they've already cancelled one match, aren't they? Which is Bray versus Lashley.
Yeah.
And now they've announced the Andre Battle Royal, and Lashley is in the Battle Royal
on SmackDown as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's so much wasted talent in that Battle Royal.
Yeah, I might watch that live as well, just to. Yeah,
I'm very excited for this year. Just this year, it's just everything's on the line, isn't it? Everything. They've built the storylines up so well.
Yeah, that Ray and Dom stuff on SmackDown was fantastic, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just built everything to perfection, I think.
Yeah, there's not one storyline. Well, maybe the women's tag, which is just an afterthought.
Yeah, those two fail forwards are weird, aren't they?
I think that the men's tag makes sense because you've got 2 tag teams within that match who can potentially implode.
Yeah.
But again, the women's tag division just throwing tag teams together means nothing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I would just put 2 battle royals on, to be honest, on those, but
yeah,
looking forward to it.
Right. So you can find us reacting to WrestleMania 39 next week, and you can find us all at Rest Around. Luke, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you all next week.